Thanks for listening. I'll try and keep this short. There's a sadness in my heart, really deep, and of course there's one in God's heart too for atheists. And well, he's sad about everybody else too, who's not really living for him. And I'll just kind of be brief on this. I'll try, but let's see if I can stay focused. And that is, there are different type of atheists, and there's all sorts of lists out there. You can look them up. There's more than I'm going to say, but I'm going to show 10 kinds of atheists. Way more than that, because there's, how many atheists are there in the world? Well, actually about 450 to 500 million right now. And that's about 7% of the world is suggested. By the way, that includes agnostics too. So there's less, I don't know, who knows, 3%, 4%. I think there's a lot of agnostics. Of course, there's still millions of atheists too. But here's the thing, the majority doesn't matter. You know, like you can be in the minority and be right and all. And in this video, I'm not going to defend God type thing. I'm not going to give what I believe are great evidences. I have about 40 of them now that I've compiled. Some are really strong. Some are a lot of overlaps. All right, let's get into this. And by the way, the list I'm going to share with you, there's overlaps in this too. So, well, that's the same thing as that. Not exactly, but it can be close. Like colors of a rainbow that are not exactly the same. Or you have colors. Like you have a bright red, or you have all these shades of red. You have a really light red or blue or whatever, you know. So that's sort of what this is like, different types. So we're going to focus on them briefly. But I want to say that atheists are very important and precious people. They're made in the image of God that they don't believe in. And we don't want to peg them. As a matter of fact, there's some that don't want to be pegged at all. It's none. They don't like being named a particular affiliation and all. So and that's kind of the well, I'll get into that, you know, which one they are. But here's my list. And theism means God. A means no God. They don't believe there's a God. Humanists, this is a one who would, and of course a lot of these are humanists probably, you know, it's like same color, different shades. Humanists focus on humans, period. They are all there is. They're all that. In other words, there's no deity. And the humanists, you have to work on your own problems, figure it out. You are in control, and you're superior to any possible superior being, you know, supreme being or something. Anti-theist, theist is God, anti is against. Now, I put this in here as a sense of they are really anti-theist. They're hostile a lot of times. And there's others who are hostile. Humanists can be hostile, but some don't care. They're not indifferent to this religion thing. But anti-theists are one who is really opposed to God. They're coming after it. They're more vocal, they're more aggressive. Religious, there's a religious atheist? Yeah, definitely. Buddhists, there's different religions that don't believe in God. But it's a religion, it's counted as a religion. Maybe technically it shouldn't be. But, you know, Buddhists are a philosophy. All of them are philosophical things there. And then you've got a Buddhism that has a philosophy of Buddha. And then you have a Unitarian, which, and I could write these out, but Unitarianism, basically now, there are Unitarians that believe in God. There's some that do and some don't. So I put it up, but that's a type of religion a lot of times that don't really do it. And then you have the Jains, Jains religion. And maybe there's others. I'm probably sure. There's got to be others. Ritual. A ritualistic atheist is the one who actually takes all the religions, or at least one religion or something, and they live by the principles of the religion, but they don't believe in the God behind it. Unaffiliated. This is the one I would say don't label me. Thank you. No, thank you. Don't put me in any box. Don't put me in any label. I have no affiliation. I'm none. I'm the non-atheist. I don't want you to tell me who I am. Kind of a rebel. A seeker, I like this one in the sense that if they're really seeking. This is a seeker agnostic or a seeker atheist. Some of these, they're not going to seek. They've made up their mind and they don't believe in any evidence. It's all naturalism and all that. But this one is a seeker atheist. I wish these would go ahead and change, and I would love to talk to you. If you're an atheist, can you help, like dialogue? I love the dialogue. But there was one who dialogued with me, and I've got to go back to those. He had 8 points against my points of why there's a God evidences. And I'm so swamped, but I have read those, and I want to go in to see if I can stick my teeth in and give answers to all of them. I do have answers to these, probably all of them. Some of you may not have answers to, but that's okay. See, scientists love saying, I don't know, and that's okay, you know. But if we're claiming that there's a God, then there needs to be some good answers, rational answers for your faith. Seekers go to free thinker. They would all say we're all free thinkers. I would say I'm a free thinker, but they go, no, you're not. You're biased and you're not a free thinker. You're trapped in your little box of religion or something. Free thinker is a person who does take liberty to really think. Kind of describes it that way. I think there are more, let's define it, and this is not all of them. They wouldn't consider it. But some of them are kind of rebellious against any religious authority. It could be institutional religion or anything. They want to break away from all that and become a free thinker. They're not going to be under the brainwashing of some religion or something. Agnostic is a person who, Gnosticism or Gnostic means knowing. Ag means not knowing, so basically can't know. This is an agnostic says, well, I don't believe in a God, but I don't say there's no God, but there's not really good evidence, and you really can't know, and they sit in that position. Really, that is an atheist. A form of atheism. They don't believe in a God. They're not saying that there isn't one, but they don't believe at this point. So they're, in a sense, let's call them an agnostic atheist. All right, angry. And some of these could be angry up here too, but I brought that out and kind of stark. This is a bitter atheist. This is maybe, there's a million scenarios. A scenario of they lost their mom. Like C.S. Lewis, who used to be an atheist, who became a really, really powerful philosophical apologist Christian in the 1900s. He lost his mom at 9. That affected him deeply. It led him down a path, I think, of atheism. Definitely some became atheists because of losing a loved one. It could be a mom, or it could be a child, usually a child, and on, you know. So they're bitter. This is a really emotional. Or they might be just the idea, a lot of these are, they would say, yeah, what about this? Sin, evil, suffering, you know, that. I personally believe that those things actually prove that there's a God more. It's weird, isn't it? If you wanted me to tell how I came to that thread of thinking, I love to attempt at sin, evil, suffering, things like that. They actually don't prove to me that there's not a God. It actually shows me that there is a God. That's wild, isn't it? But I love this. I thought through some stuff and all. All right, so angry. Anger is a big one. And then an accommodationist. This is a person who's sort of like the ritualistic guy, but they actually want to bring atheists and believers. They want to bring religious and non-religious together. They want to have the common good, which I believe that can be with a lot of stuff, but not when it comes to religion. But they actually they want the common good for both, so they really want to accommodate both, like bring you in. But they're still atheists. They don't believe in God. Okay, there you go. Thanks for listening. I hope it was interesting for you. God bless. God bless you.